Hi everyone, I'm Bob Savar from Palm Beach County Pickleball News. We're a free twice a month digital newsletter. And I'm here with Dr. Kling from Aereo Sports, Inc. And Dr. Kling is showing here some very beautiful pickleball paddles. Let's get started. I'm just going to ask you a little bit, just generally about your background, how you got involved in pickleball paddles.
Okay, so how did I get involved? So I have a research background. I've been a scientist for more than 20 years, and I like physics. I like looking into materials and understanding them from the ground up. And when I came to the US about 4 years ago, I discovered pickleball, and it really clicked. It was it's easy to get into the sport. It's easy to get excited about it, and I became a fanatic fan of pickleball. And then I essentially thought, as I was playing with the paddles I saw out there, oh, I think there is something we could do to make them even better. And so I pitched that idea to my partner, Scarlett, and she essentially convinced me in the end to put our expertise together to make very unique products. And so that's what we're here for at the National Pickleball Exhibition, to showcase our newest product, which is also in the background. That's the Titan Hawk paddles that use real titanium, the metal, as the surface material. Very different to anything that's out there. Most paddles these days use carbon fiber, which is a good material, but it's not as long lasting and not as powerful as the titanium. And this is actually the 14 millimeter version. We have it in two different thicknesses, in 14 and 16 millimeter. And we also have it in hot pink. So we have a nice other color available. This is on the market since about 6 weeks, and it already is a bestseller. So 70% of our sales are just this paddle. So as I said, what's different about it is the surface technology. So instead of just pure carbon fiber, this has a structure on the surface that consists of titanium, this very light and very hard metal that is being used in medical implants and other technologies. It adds quite a bit to the construction of the paddle. So what we got inspired by is actually what we see in tennis, where you have the string to put extra tension, essentially, that you can dial in on your paddle. And we do the same here. So we use the titanium mesh to put tension essentially on the surface, and then we can extend the sweet spot. So the sweet spot all of a sudden becomes larger, and the paddle has a more full face consistency as you're playing with it. That's one property. And the other one is that the titanium is actually structured in such a way that it provides grit. It provides roughness to the surface, and it bites into the balls as you're playing them. So these two properties stand out. And generally, we just put a lot of thought and engineering into how we make these paddles. So we dialed in, for instance, the pop and power that these paddles have. They sit right up there at sort of what is allowable. They're still not over what is allowable. So they have a coefficient of restitution, how it's called, of 0.39. The maximum is going to sit in the fall at 0.4. And we had our pro players that we sponsor in California to essentially help us dial in sort of what the paddle has to feel like, where the center of gravity should be, and how generally sort of the plushness or the pop and power of the paddle should feel like. So combined with this unique surface technology makes for essentially a premium paddle that we also got UPA certified. So essentially that means that if people want to play Major League Pickleball, they can do it with this paddle.
So what made you think of titanium as a solution?
Yeah. So what? Right.
Hard question.
Yeah. So there's many interesting materials out there that you can potentially use in paddles or rackets, and I would say, surprisingly, pickleball isn't even the most innovative sport, right? So I think there's other types of sports that went through cycles of innovation that we yet have to see in pickleball. Titanium was just one of these materials that hasn't been used a lot. You need that one distinguishing factor that sort of
Right.
makes you unique as a company, and we love research, we love innovation. We will keep researching new materials for the core, new ways to improve, of course, the feel that players have playing with these paddles. But it seems to me titanium is a real winner as a sort of new surface material compared to carbon fiber. So we're probably going to stick with this in the next couple of generations.
You know what also distinguishes the paddle, maybe it's a big deal to some, maybe not to others, but the stylishness, the beauty of the paddle, the logo. How did you come up with the logo?
Yeah, thank you for
Show,
saying
show
that.
that
This
logo up.
this this actually was a real teamwork between my co-founder Scarlett Chen and me, where she is into arts and graphics design, and we reiterated many different ideas. And I was just working on a design that used the Olympic rings,
Oh,
and then we thought about how we sort of materialize that for our paddles. And in the end, the rings that you see on the paddle, what they resemble is the logo of the company. And the logo of the company is essentially, it's the sort of sound waves that are emitted when a ball hits the surface. So as the ball hits your paddle, there's sort of waves coming off. And that is what our logo represents. It's essentially a shot, and this pattern on the surface is an homage essentially to that logo, but it's also not exactly the logo. It's a mixture between the Olympic rings and the logo. So I also like it a lot, and I think we
it's
initially
beautiful.
had some simpler design, but this received. So thank you for saying that.
It's
This
kind of
received
metaphysical in a
it.
way.
Yeah, right. And so again, I think since our customers also like it, we'll probably stick with this for the for the future.
Very
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
So tell us where they can find the paddles, where your
So they're fine.
distribution.
Yeah, absolutely. You find us online. So under www.aereo-sports.com. We ship nationwide without any shipping fees, and we're building a network of ambassadors. We're actually always interested in expanding into new areas. We're very prominent in California, and we're sort of starting to get into other areas of the U.S. Of course, Florida. We're very interested in the Florida community. And I also should say, we love community building. So we have sponsored some tournaments in California. We would also be interested in anyone that has ideas for how we can engage with the local communities here to just contact us and discuss opportunities.
Cling. Thank you
Thank
very
you, thank
much.
you. Yeah,
Okay, it's great to
Bob, for the
meet you.
opportunity to
Love
speak
the
here. And
paddles. I'm going to try one tomorrow. We've got plenty of pickleball courts out here.
please.
I didn't wear my tennis shoes or pickleball shoes, and they're going to close the lights on us.
Yeah, so that was
Okay.
really the
Thank you very much.